Hello and welcome to the video. I have Cooper here as my emotional support dog because full disclosure, already filmed this video. I already played the game, filmed the video. I sat down this morning to edit the video, and as it turns out, I filmed the entire hour-plus long video in slow motion with no sound. So here we are, take two. If I lack some enthusiasm, that's why. I was not planning on filming today. So without further ado, let's see if I can piece this back together for you into some sort of entertaining video. Let's get started. Okay, so just to do a quick rundown of what I had in July. I had Sword of Kaigen for a high rating. I didn't read it. I had Heavenly Bodies for Steal a Book. I started it. I got about either 10 or 15% through, and I ended up kind of soft DNFing it. I was listening to the audiobook and it wasn't really working for me, so I didn't DNF it. It's kind of on hold until I get my hands on either a physical copy or the ebook from the library, probably. I had Valor for Continuous Series, didn't touch it. I had a nonfiction, I picked The High Five Habit, didn't read it. I got a romance and I picked Shield of Sparrows, didn't read it. I picked Songbird in the Heart of Stone for Last Letter, First Letter, Shield of Sparrows, Songbird in the Heart of Stone, didn't read it. I had Night Pleasures for a Cooper pick, and I did read that. I did read one, at least, because then I also had Throne of the Fallen for an End Spot spinner wheel pick, and I did not read that. So I read 1 out of 8 books, so not great. We are going to spin the wheel of shame to see what book I have to try to fit on the TBR, and if I can't fit it on, then it just ends up being an extra book. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, when I don't finish my TBR, which is basically every single month, the books that I didn't read go onto a spinner wheel, and then at the beginning of the next game, I spin that wheel full of books that I've picked for TBR Bakery prompts before that I did not read, and whatever book it lands on, I can either try to fit it into one of the prompts, or it just, as I said, becomes an extra book that I, in theory, have to read in that month. I already spun the wheel, so you're not going to get an authentic, genuine reaction, but let's do that now. And it got The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, which is perfect because I do want to read this. It's for a video project, so I would like to get it read sooner rather than later so that I can finish up that video, but we'll see. Let's hope I can get it on the TBR. Roll 1 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a cupcake. Over 400 pages. Okay, that's doable. So roll 1 got me a cupcake, and it is a book over 400 pages. And for this, Songbird in the Heart of Stone fits in absolutely perfectly. It is 400, I believe, 18 pages. So it just hits over 400 pages, and I wanted to fit it on the TBR anyway, so this is perfect. All right, roll 2 is a 3. 1, 2, 3, another cupcake. A husband pick. Okay. The next roll got us another cupcake, and it got husband pick. He actually is home right now, but when I filmed this, he was not. I made a joke about how he would definitely pick Valor for this. If I had him pick a book, I said, I'm calling it right now. He's going to pick Valor. He did in fact pick Valor. So for husband pick, I will be reading Valor by John Gwynne. I do have that in my stack here. He picked Valor. Here it is. All right, roll 3. Oops, is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, a coffee break. So let's just go right into roll 5. Is 2. 1, 2, a donut. Treat your shelf. Our next roll got us a donut, and it is treat your shelf, but here's the thing about treat your shelf. This prompt was made with the expectation that I would go and buy a book, but I have not really wanted to be purchasing books just for the sake of purchasing books. I've been trying to be a little bit more intentional with my purchases, which is funny because I did say that I want to do more hauls on this channel, and I do now have a book subscription box. But in terms of like going to the bookstore and just like buying books, I'm trying to be a bit more intentional. So I don't really have a book that I want to buy right now. False. I do. I have 3 books that I want to buy right now, but I've already read them, so that doesn't really work for this prompt. It's supposed to be like, treat yourself to a book that you then read as part of the TBR, and I've already read 2 out of the 3 books that I want to buy next. So again, I don't want to just go and buy a book for the sake of buying a book when I already have the next 3 books that I want to buy in mind, and they wouldn't work for this prompt. So I'm gonna pick a new card. So I got another donut card here, and it was pretty cover. So I've talked about this book before in terms of it being the most gorgeous book I've ever seen. And so for this prompt, I am going to pick Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This cover's gorgeous. Come on, like, just look at it. Just look at it. It is, like I said, the most beautiful book I've ever seen. So this fits the pretty cover prompt perfectly. I can't tell you much about this book. I know that Devney Perry is a contemporary romance author, and I believe that this is her fantasy romance debut. I've heard good and bad things. Not necessarily bad, but like subpar things. So I'm a little hesitant, but I also really want to read it. So this is what I picked for pretty cover, because oh my god, gorgeous cover. Okay, next roll. Oh, a 1. Okay, a cake slice. A 4+ word title. Okay, doable. The next roll got me a cake slice, and it was a 4+ word title. And for this, I am going to pick a book that has a title that is exactly 4 words long, and that is Kiss of the Night by Sherilyn Kenyon. I know when I first read Acheron, a lot of you that are fans of this series said, don't start with that book, like that's not where you want to start. It's not a good representation of the series, whatever. That's the one that my coworker gave me. And like I said, I read Night Pleasures in July, which is the first book in like the Dark Hunters series, I guess you would call it. It says it's a Dark Hunter novel, so I'm going to assume it's the Dark Hunter series. And I enjoyed that. It was like a quick, smutty time is the best way I can describe it. But I did enjoy it, and I gave it back to her, and she brought me this one. Basically, when it comes to this series, this is not the next book in the series. I'm kind of at her, not at her mercy, but like she's basically just bringing me books. I have no real say on which ones. I'm pretty sure she's just like reaching into a box blindly, grabbing one and bringing it to me. But this will be my 3rd book in the series that I have read. I enjoyed both of them. I think I gave them both 3 stars. Acheron kind of threw me off with like the first half of it being the like diary entries and like ancient history type deal, but I did enjoy the more like urban fantasy part of that and Night Pleasures. So I am looking forward to reading this. I figure putting it on the TBR, I'll get it read in a little bit more of like a timely fashion and get it back to her. Okay, next roll. Oh, whoa, whoa. 2. What? Ugh. 1, 2. And just like that, disaster has struck. So I landed on the burnt batch, which is very annoying because I want to read all of these books that I had picked. And I had asked you guys last time I hit the burnt batch spot in a game, or I didn't ask you, well, maybe I did. I think I asked for suggestions on what I should do if I hit the burnt batch. I was just going back to the beginning, keeping all the books, picking another book on top of all the books. And a lot of you suggested like, hey, your game is based on the theme of a bakery. It's called the burnt batch. If you burn a batch, you're not going to keep it, you're going to throw it away. So I have decided that instead of keeping this TBR and then going back to the beginning and adding books on top of it, I'm actually just going to throw it out. We're going to start over, start fresh in the theme of the bakery. These books have been burnt. This is the burnt batch. We're getting rid of it. I have also decided though, I did get at least one person suggesting that I'm not able to use these books anymore for other prompts moving forward, but I really want to read some of these books. So I think I'm going to skip that. And if I can fit them into prompts in the future of this game, like moving forward in this game, I'm going to, just because like I said, I'm really excited about some of these books right now, and I don't want to just completely take them off the table for the month of August. So we're going to say goodbye for now. And if I can fit them into prompts going forward, I will. If not, I guess I just have to wait another month. All right, here we go. Back to the beginning. All right, so here we go. Back to the beginning. Yes, I'm using Charlene Harris books as a tripod. Okay, so we are back to the beginning, and let's just start over. A 3. 1, 2, 3, a donut. Oh, fantasy romance, heck yeah. Okay, so our first roll of attempt number 2 got us a donut, and it is a fantasy romance. I don't know if that's actually focusing for you to read, but a fantasy romance. So we are right back where we started, which is perfect because I can choose The Songbird and the Heart of Stone for this prompt. I don't think I said before, this is the first book in the Shadowborn duet, which is the second duet of the overarching Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent, the first book being The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I really, really enjoyed the first duology of this series. I believe I gave them both 5 stars, if not like 4, 4.5, and 5. I'm really enjoying this series, and I am very excited to pick up this book. So I am gonna put this for my fantasy romance pick. Okay, next roll. Another 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice, a coffee break. All right, so let's just keep going. A 6. Love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, this could not be better. Could not be better. Okay, so 2 coffee breaks in a row. Who would have thought? After it was so mean to me and it gave me the burnt batch spot, we have 1 book and 2 coffee breaks. This is going amazing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. A 5. What is happening? What have we learned? I think putting this book for my first prompt is bad luck. So even if it fits for the next prompt that I get, I'm not using it because I don't want another burnt batch. We are now at 2 burn batches. Luckily, we didn't get too far with this one before we had to throw it away, but there it goes. Let's go back to the beginning again. A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cupcake. A library book. Okay, so our new first roll got us a cupcake, and it is a library book. And for this, I am not going to pick The Songbird and the Heart of Stone because that's bad luck, I feel. So I am going to pick The Courting of Bristol Keats. No, this is not a library book. I did end up buying this book, but I have the audiobook from the library. And like a couple months ago, I think it was at this point, I had gotten the audiobook from the library. I listened to about 15% of it and then it went back, so I didn't get a chance to finish it. I have it again, like I got it back, my hold came in, and so I am going to continue listening to The Courting of Bristol Keats on Libby, which is a library app. So that makes this a library book, in my opinion. So Courting of Bristol Keats is going on the TBR. Next roll is a 3. 1, 2, 3, another cupcake. Oh, I need to refresh my cupcake prompts. A soft DNF. Oh, the Courting of Bristol Keats would have been perfect for this. For the cupcake that is a soft DNF, zoom in, focus, whatever it's called. I am going to pick my husband's pick and put Valor back on the TBR. I have not picked this up in a couple months, so for me that is kind of the definition of a soft DNF. It's a book that I never really intended to put down, but for one reason or another I ended up putting it down, haven't picked it up in a while. I'm still very much interested in it, I just haven't prioritized it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So this is the perfect book to put in for soft DNF. Next roll. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another cupcake. Good thing I refilled it. Last letter, first letter. Okay. So for this cupcake, which is last letter, first letter, I really don't think these are focusing, but for last letter, first letter, obviously Valor ends with an R, so I had to pick a book that started with an R, and for this I am going to pick The Risk by Elle Kennedy. This is the second book in the Briar U series. I believe it comes after The Deal. Now that I'm saying it again, I feel like that's called like the Off-Campus series or something. I don't know, but I read a book by Elle Kennedy. I read The Deal several years ago at this point, and I enjoyed it. I remember liking it. So I figure I have this on my Kindle already. It starts with R. It should be just like a quick, easy read. So I'm going to read The Risk by Elle Kennedy. Don't know what roll this is. Let's just keep going. A 5. Is that good? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I'll take it. New to me author. Okay, next I got another cupcake, and it was new to me author. And for this, I'm gonna pick a book off of my husband's shelf that I have been wanting to read for a very long time, and I just haven't like fit it onto the TBR, and that is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. It's the first book in the First Law trilogy. I have never read anything by Joe Abercrombie before, but my husband read the entire first trilogy. I don't believe he read the standalones or the second trilogy in this universe, but he really enjoyed them. I don't know if this is gonna be for me. Sometimes grimdark works, sometimes it doesn't, but I am very interested in reading this, seeing what I think of it. And so now is the perfect time to fit it on the TBR. I know I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. Anything but a 2. Anything but a 2. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have hit the end. Finally, the order is complete with a free pick. Okay, and with our last roll, the order is complete. We got our end spot, we got a free pick, and for this, for the reasons that I stated earlier, I am going to pick Kiss of the Night by Sherilyn Kenyon. I want to get this read in a timely manner. I want to get it back to my coworker. So yeah, again, a Dark Hunter book. This is a very beloved series, so if you are interested in it, I'm sure you already know about it, but yeah, good versus evil, spicy romance, short, easy to read. There you go. So it was a journey. Oh, and then I feel like it was bad luck trying to get this onto the TBR, so I didn't, and so that is an extra book that I will be adding onto the stack. So all in all, I ended up with 5 books. Not terrible. It could have been much worse if I had decided to do it the way I was doing it and keeping all the books when I hit the burnt batch spot. This TBR would have been like 15 books long. So thanks for that, everybody that suggested just throwing them out and starting over. But here we have The Courting of Bristol Keats for a library book, Valor for a soft DNF, The Risk by Elle Kennedy for last letter, first letter, R being the last letter of Valor, R being the first letter of The Risk. I have The Blade Itself for a new to me author, Kiss of the Night for my end spot free pick, and Songbird and the Heart of Stone for my punishment Wheel of Shame spin. So all in all, I ended up with 6 books. Not too bad. I am excited about all of them. So, well, except really The Risk. Like, I'm not super excited about that. It just fit the prompt and I figured it would be a quick, easy read. But these books I'm excited about. So the only thing I didn't get on here that I really wanted to was Shield of Sparrows, but I guess this will just have to wait for another time. So that is gonna do it for this video, take 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I made it at least a little bit entertaining, even though right now in my mind I'm just like, I hate my life. Like, I really wish that I was halfway through editing this instead of just refilming it. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're excited to read in the month of August, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!